Forests. What do you know about forests? Let's find out through these questions and explanations. Welcome to Knowledge Blinders, where today we test your knowledge about forests and we will provide you with more information about each question. If you're here from our shorts, you might already know the first 4 questions and answers, but hold on tight because in here we explain the facts about answers too. Let's get it on!
Question number 1. What percentage of the Earth's land surface is covered by forests? 1. 10%. 2. 20%. 3. 30%. The answer is 30%.
Well, the Earth has a lot of land, right? And some of that land is covered in trees, which we call forests. But how much exactly? Currently, around 30% of the Earth's land surface is covered by forests. That's quite a lot if you think about it. And these forests are super important because they provide habitat for a lot of animals and plants, as well as help regulate the climate by absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Plus, forests can be pretty beautiful too, don't you think?
Question number 2. Which country has the largest forested area in the world? 1. Brazil. 2. Canada. 3. Russia. The answer is Russia.
Russia has a whopping 815 million hectares of forested area, which is about 20% of the world's total forested area. That's a whole lot of trees. These forests are home to a variety of plant and animal species, and also play an important role in regulating the Earth's climate. Of course, other countries like Canada, Brazil, and the United States also have a lot of forested land, but Russia takes the cake for having the largest forested area in the world.
Question number 3. Which type of forest is characterized by evergreen trees and a rainy climate? 1. Temperate forest. 2. Boreal forest. 3. Tropical forest. The answer is tropical forest.
Rainforests or tropical forests are incredibly biodiverse, meaning they're home to a huge variety of plant and animal species. They're often called rainforests because they get a lot of rainfall, sometimes over 100 inches per year. The trees in tropical forests are usually evergreen, which means they don't lose their leaves like deciduous trees do. This is because the climate in tropical forests is warm and moist all year round, so the trees don't need to conserve water by shedding their leaves.
Question number 4. What is the process by which trees absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen called? 1. Photosynthesis. 2. Transpiration. 3. Respiration. The answer is photosynthesis.
You know how we humans breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide? Well, trees actually do the opposite. They absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen through a process called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is basically how plants, including trees, make their food. They use sunlight, carbon dioxide from the air, and water from the soil to create glucose and oxygen. The glucose is used as energy for the plant, while the oxygen is released into the air as a byproduct. So when we breathe in oxygen, we can thank trees for producing it through photosynthesis. And when we exhale carbon dioxide, we're actually helping to provide trees with the carbon dioxide they need to carry out photosynthesis. It's a pretty cool cycle, and one that's essential for life on Earth.
Question number 5. What is the term for the practice of cutting down trees for commercial purposes? 1. Deforestation. 2. Afforestation. 3. Reforestation. The answer is deforestation.
Have you ever heard of the term deforestation? It's the practice of cutting down trees for commercial purposes, such as for lumber or to make room for agriculture, mining, or urban development. Deforestation is a big issue because it can have a negative impact on the environment. Trees play an important role in regulating the Earth's climate by absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, so cutting down too many trees can contribute to global warming. Deforestation can also lead to soil erosion, loss of habitat for plant and animal species, and even contribute to climate change.
Question number 6. What is the name for a forest that has never been cut down or significantly disturbed by human activity? 1. Old-growth forest. 2. Regenerating forest. 3. Secondary forest. The answer is old-growth forest.
Have you ever heard of the term old-growth forest? It refers to a forest that's been allowed to grow undisturbed for a very long time, usually several hundred years or more. Old-growth forests are special because they provide habitat for a variety of plant and animal species that may not be found in younger forests. The trees in old-growth forests are often very large and have unique features, such as hollow trunks that provide homes for animals like birds and bats. Unfortunately, many old-growth forests around the world have been impacted by human activity, such as logging or development. That's why it's important to support sustainable forestry management practices and to protect these precious ecosystems for future generations to enjoy.
Question number 7. Which country has the highest rate of deforestation in the world? 1. Brazil. 2. Indonesia. 3. Russia. The answer is Indonesia.
Indonesia has one of the highest rates of deforestation in the world, and there are a few reasons for this. One of the main reasons is illegal logging, which is when people cut down trees without permission from the government or without following proper regulations. Illegal logging often occurs in protected areas, such as national parks, and can be driven by demand for timber or to clear land for other purposes. Another reason for deforestation in Indonesia is the use of fire to clear land for agriculture or other uses. This is often done during dry seasons and can quickly spread out of control, leading to devastating forest fires that release huge amounts of carbon into the atmosphere. The expansion of the palm oil industry is also a major driver of deforestation in Indonesia, as companies clear large areas of rainforest to make room for palm oil plantations. This is often done legally, but can still have significant environmental impacts.
Question number 8. Which type of forest is characterized by cold temperatures, short growing seasons, and coniferous trees? 1. Temperate forest. 2. Boreal forest. 3. Tropical forest. The answer is boreal forest.
Boreal forests have long, harsh winters and short, cool summers, which means that trees have a limited time to grow and reproduce. As a result, the trees in these forests tend to be coniferous, such as spruce, pine, and fir. These trees have adapted to the cold temperatures and short growing seasons, and are able to survive the long, dark winters. Boreal forests are important ecosystems, providing habitat for a variety of plants and animals. They also play an important role in the global carbon cycle, as they store large amounts of carbon in their trees and soil.
Question number 9. What is the term for the process by which a previously forested area is converted into non-forest land? 1. Afforestation. 2. Reforestation. 3. Deforestation. The answer is deforestation. Question number 10. Which organization is responsible for promoting sustainable forest management practices worldwide? 1. International Union for Conservation of Nature. 2. United Nations Development Program. 3. Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. The answer is Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations.
The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations is responsible for promoting sustainable forest management practices worldwide. It's a specialized agency of the United Nations that works to combat hunger, malnutrition, and poverty through sustainable agricultural practices and the responsible use of natural resources. One of the ways that the FAO promotes sustainable forest management is through the development of guidelines and standards for forestry practices. These guidelines are designed to help countries and organizations around the world manage their forests in a way that is sustainable and promotes biodiversity. The FAO also provides technical assistance and capacity building to help countries and organizations implement sustainable forest management practices. Thank you for watching. We will be posting longer quizzes and in-depth discussions about each question, as the video shown in the screen. I bet that video got something new for you to learn today. Don't forget to subscribe our channel to stay tuned with more cool quizzes like these.